Hey everybody, this is Derek Martin from CodeOpinion.com. This is Roundup 38, where I'm taking a look at porting desktop apps to .NET Core 3, how you build really large .NET repos with 300 or more projects, .NET Core 3 progress, and 4 languages from 40 years ago. All right, so first up we have how to port desktop applications to .NET Core 3. First thing to note here is this is actually on the new devblogs.microsoft.com, which I actually really like. So the idea here is if you're using WinForm or WPF on full framework and you want to be moving this to .NET Core 3. So this actually requires the preview of Visual Studio 2019 because 2017 does not support .NET Core 3. So you will need 2019 to do this. And there is a video that does kind of summarizes exactly this kind of step-by-step process. So if you have an app that is running full framework that's in WinForm or WPF, and I highly suggest moving it to .NET Core 3 because there's a lot of benefits there. Take a look at this, that's kind of this post or the video, follow along and see if you can port your app. All right, so next up we have this tweet by Nate McMaster from Microsoft asking how people are dealing with really large .NET repos with, for example, 300 or more csproj files. And apparently they're building a lot of build infrastructure for the ASP.NET Core team to kind of handle this because they have so many projects. So it's a really, if you are kind of under this situation where you have a lot of csproj projects in a single repo, it's really interesting to hear about how some people are dealing with this. I am not under this problem. So a lot of it I can't relate to, and I actually have a tough time trying to understand how in most scenarios people have more than 300 projects. Even 300 seems kind of crazy. So I'd love to hear some comments as well in the comments or on Twitter, just what exactly you're doing that you have 300 projects in a single repo. All right, so next up we have a tweet from Carl, who's also from Microsoft and has been posting these, which is the .NET Core progress bugs. So he's been posting these weekly, and it's just nice to kind of see where things are at. He usually posts a couple different graphs here showing the number of issues per different repo, so core effects, core CLR, etc. So if you want to keep an idea, or if you want to get an idea when .NET Core 3 will actually be released, you might want to follow along with this. It'll probably give you a fairly decent idea as time goes on. All right, so next up we have 4 languages from 40 years ago by Scott Lashin, and this was from NDC. This actually posted back in the summer, but I'm finally just getting around to watching it. Actually, I haven't watched it entirely yet because I started to write my roundup as I was kind of watching it, and I knew I wanted to include it. So I'm about halfway through, but it's really interesting. I love kind of hearing the history because it's just something that I feel like I need to pay attention to more about where we're at, and really that nothing has advanced seemingly too much. So I highly recommend this talk. It talks about particularly these 4 languages, and I'm always interested in some of the SQL stuff, which is where I'm at kind of in this talk right now. So if you kind of like the history of software, specifically of programming languages, definitely check out this talk. All right, that's it for this week. If you enjoyed the roundup, give it a thumbs up and please subscribe. If you have any links that you want to provide to me, let me know in the comments or on Twitter. Thanks again.